Oh, all right. Testing, testing, testing. Can everybody out there in the cyber world hear me? Hello, please come save me. I'm floating in the middle of the darkness. All right, I got what? We can hear you. All right, from Naughty Naughty. All right, welcome to this episode of Echoes of Cyber Freedom. I'm your boy, L. All right, what are we doing here today? So today we got our weekly Q&A, our power today, and I'm going to be answering some questions and doing a little bit of dancing for you and whatever else you want. What else you want, girl? Let me see here. Go in the chat. Tell me what else you want me to do. Drop it in the chat. Oh, yeah. We can hear you. All right. We are kicking things off here. Do. All right. We got Naughty Naughty. Can you unmute? I mean, are you good? You don't want to talk? I'm just playing. You can just sit there and listen. It's all good. I got you. I got your back, queen. A true queen will protect three things: her king, her throne, and her kids. I love that. Make some noise in the comments if you love that too. All right. Hopefully my microphone stays with me the entire time today. Last time I recorded for about an hour and a half and then did the playback, and I only had audio for the first 5 minutes. So hopefully we will stay with you all the entire time throughout our audio problems as we fix these things. Yeah. All right, so hopefully you can hear me all right. Hopefully I'm not too loud for everybody out there. And if you are, just turn your volume down or just scream at me in chat and tell me to back up from that mic, boy. All right, so let's see here. What questions we got? For today in this episode of Echoes of Cyber Freedom? Well, all my cyber freedom fighters out there, what's going on? I'm your brother L, international renowned, self-proclaimed international cyber coach, spreading cyber wisdom and love throughout the globe, one bite at a time. I'm still working on that, my peeps. Still working on that. But one of the top questions I always get is what is cyber? I realize I often work with a lot of people or a lot of students throughout the world, and pretty much one of their often questions is, what is cyber? And I was looking at some notes, but anyways, hey Nati. All right, so I'm trying to fix all my stuff on my side. But anyways, all right, so let's get this party started. What is cyber? So a lot of students always ask that because they're new to cyber, right? Maybe they're working on a career change. They're probably doing something else and they want to get into cyber so that they can be in cyber, and they want to maybe build systems or do IT work, security work, maybe code, maybe a little hackerish, who knows, right? Engineering. The world is your oyster, really, when it comes to cyber. So if you want to be in cyber and you have no experience, then obviously you don't know what's going on. So, obviously the first question that we always get is, what is cyber? And I have been beating down my head trying to figure out what is the best way to explain it without using any jargon, and try to explain it in a way that it makes sense to everybody worldwide. Security worldwide. All right. So after some deep thought and meditation, this is what I came up with. And if you don't like it, let me know in the chat or drop some love in the comments if you're hearing this this recording afterwards. It's all good. So for me, cyber is this magical universe that nobody can see. So I think of it as in two parts. So if you got, let's say, two balls or two spheres or two circles, and on one hand you have one ball and it's called electronics. So we all know what electronics is, right? I mean, electronics is pretty much everything that has blinky lights on it, or some sort. Just look at your phones, anything digital is pretty much what we're talking about. In this world, now we have all this Internet of Things. So your refrigerator has electronics built into it, your car, your phone that we all love so much, computers, of course. You see what else you may not think that thermostats nowadays had even more electronics in them. Before they had some pretty simple electronics built in to kind of maintain that temperature. And now the electronics have evolved in a way that it opened up the capabilities of thermostating of the world. I mean, I don't know. But, it's electronics. And so on one hand, you have your electronics and pretty much consists of all those devices out there. And then on the other hand, you have software, which pretty much uses the electronic digital components so that you can make it do whatever you want. And that's what a software is, right? At a low level or high level, that's pretty much what it does. So those two things kind of work together. So if you have electronics on your left-hand side and software on your right-hand side, and these two things kind of meet across the room, like, hey, what's going on? So they get together and you would think they would have a baby, but instead of having a baby, they become one. And when they become one, they just become one ball, one circle. And now in this circle, we have electronics and cyber, and combined, or electronics and software, and combined, that is cyber, the cyber world, the cyberspace, the internet. However you may have heard it. What are some ways that people call internet these days, or cyber? I would love to know. So drop some feedback in the comments right here, or show me some love if you're playing this back. So pretty much for me, that's what cyber is. It's made up of all the things, electronic things in this world. And those electronic things have some software on them to make those things do something for us as humans. And then in a nutshell, it's cyber. But what happens when you want these electronic things and software to talk to each other? Maybe you want to send a text message, or maybe you want to drop an email, or maybe you want to remote start your car. All these things, when you're ready to do that, then you start diving into this, looking into this, I guess, magical 8-ball that's called cyber. And in there, you would see this little sliver of love called information technology. And information technology and cyber is that conduit, to that glue, to put these two things together. So now you can send those awesome emails. You can play your video games. You can self-drive yourself to work, whatever. You can, even go to outer space. What do you think the spaceship is? It's just a vehicle with a whole bunch of cyber stuff in it. You're welcome. So IT in cyber makes those things happen. And you have different facets of IT. But in its simplest term, that's what it's called, and that's what it does. There's a lot of people who work in IT, who work in cyber. You will work in IT. You will either, at as low as levels, build electronics components as an electrical engineer, or maybe design pieces of software to interact with these pieces of electronics, and as a software developer. It's all good. But maybe you want to connect things into the world. Well, you can dip into IT and start doing networking. Maybe you want to mess with systems and stuff like that. Well, IT, Amazon data centers. Yeah, IT people are doing all that stuff for Jeff Bezos. You're welcome, bro. You're welcome. Jeff Bezos, Amazon. Amazon is using cyber to accelerate their operations, their business, their services, their products. And that's how they're slaying it. And they're making billions, probably even more. Like, wow. But yeah, they're using cyber and cyber systems and software and electronics to make all this stuff happen. To give us as a consumer more value, so that when we go to Amazon, we can say, yo, ship this overnight. Thank you. Right? Cyber made that happen. Obviously, Jeff Bezos had a hand in it, but he couldn't have done it without cyber. Let me tell you that. So that's pretty much what is in this circle. So in this circle, in this cyber world, as I like to call it, we have electronics, we have software, We have IT, which all the people who support the cyberspace and the cyber world, they work in mostly, unless you're an electrical engineer or software developer, but you're still working in IT to a certain degree. But then you're like, all right, if I don't want to get hacked, I don't want to get clapped. I don't want to get hacked. Then what do I got to do? Well, if we're still looking at the same circle, then security is in there too. Security is in there. And in cyberspace, security uses all these things to make sure that everything's protected. Not only the technology, but all the processes that make things happen. That makes Amazon happen, right? Let's say that makes a data center work, that makes your phone call work, your text message work, your remote start, your car work, those processes, that technology, and then the people who are working with these things. Maybe you have a certain mission. Amazon. You think Jeff Bezos wants to protect all his stuff, his property, his staff, intellectual property, all his financial data? Of course. And that's why we have security in cyber. So inside this one little circle where we got these two circles, they met across the room. They started eyeing each other. Yo, what up? And then they combined and they created and united as one. They didn't make another baby. They united as one. It's like the Holy Trinity, really. They united as one. So now you have electronics, software, in cyber. This is cyber, actually. And then in this circle of one, of love, you have IT and security. All these things is called cyber. So next time you hear the word cyber, now you know what it is, right? You know that cyber is made up all of this thing. Pretty much everything electronic, whether it is connected as far as connected to something else across the internet or not, or in some way, or maybe it's just standalone where it's just serving a purpose. Maybe it's just, hey, tell me the time digitally. That's it. It's all good. It's all within cyber, all of it. And we are in a monumental state in our world as human beings, I guess, right? Where we are in a position where cyber is ingrained in everybody's life. So if you have a business and you're not taking advantage of cyber systems, cyber business systems to accelerate your services, to help your people do work better, to increase your product, then yeah, you're leaving tons of money on the table. Tons of money on the table. Tons. Just ask Jeff Bezos, right? Or just look at all the successful people out there and you can see how they're leveraging cyber. And they're leveraging cyber in so many different capacities and ways. If you're an entrepreneur, maybe you have an idea and you need some software in order to express that idea. Well, this is cyber. This is cyber, and this is what we do with our cyber freedom fighters in our International Cyber Coaching Academy. This is why we're doing it, because we help people use cyber effectively so that they can increase their profit or change their life, start a new career, and whatnot. So if you have no experience and now you know what cyber is, and you're like, wow, I would like to do one of these things. I would like to build electronics or design, build software or work in IT or maybe work in cybersecurity. Yeah, this is what we do. Then you can come in here and I'll show you and I'll tell you exactly, right? As a cyber freedom fighter, this is the blueprint to get there. And not only that, but we inherently, since we are security architects ourselves, we are also offering a masterclass in our coaching academy. In our masterclass, we're teaching people cybersecurity, how to get into, or how to make an impact with, right, cybersecurity. So if you got no experience whatsoever, you can come in here, take the masterclass, and be successful and start a new career. And that's what we're here for. So now that you know what cyber is, make some noise, right? Make some noise in the chat. Let me know what other questions you got. Right? Hopefully that was easy and not too crazy. I try not to use any jargon because in our cyber world, there's tons of jargon in our cyber world. And sometimes it can get a little crazy. I know people who are creating jargon as I speak in cyber, especially cybersecurity, cyber IT. They just make up just ridiculous things. But what I like to do in our Cyber Freedom Fighters Coaching Academy, right? I like to eliminate all that stuff and say, all right, so if you're doing security, what are the 3 things that you need in order to slay it? Well, you need to understand how to identify vulnerabilities. You need to be able to create solutions to solve these problems of vulnerabilities or flaws or whatever you find that's a problem. And then you have to be able to communicate that and implement that and make sure it's effective and efficient. So, really, those are the three things, right? Identify vulnerabilities in anything, not just one thing, because that's, I know in our cyber world, we like to focus, which is okay. However, we still need to understand all the fundamental or the foundations of things. So if I know there's a lot of different assessments right now in our industry, we're doing this new one, CMMC, which is crazy. We got PCI DSS for credit cards. We got HIPAA stuff, right? So teachers out there of the world, education will stop asking for my kids' healthcare information. And that's HIPAA violations. You do not need to know. You just need to know that they went to the doctor. You are welcome. But yeah, we have a lot of different assessments for a lot of different things. And at the end of the day, they're all looking for vulnerabilities. So what we like to focus in on as for our cyber freedom fighters is just teach them, hey, this is how you find vulnerabilities in any system whatsoever. It doesn't matter if it's a critical infrastructure, if it doesn't matter if it's your house, if it's a school, if it's a spaceship, like who cares, man? Who cares, right? If you know how to find vulnerabilities, then you will be able to look and identify vulnerabilities in anything. It doesn't matter, and that's how I know, right? So as a cyber freedom fighter, as a consultant for many years, that's how I knew, right? When I used to talk to people, and we're talking about their business and how to secure it and whatnot, depending on their answers, I'd be like, right, these people have good security, but I want to say 80% of the time, I was saying like, wow, they have little to no security, which is a sad truth in our cyber world because security is important. And a lot of times, I mean, we're getting ahead of it now with all these different aspects of programs that people keep launching to try to get ahead of it. But it's sad that security has never been on the forefront on anybody's minds when security plays a huge part in the cyber world. But if you look at the cyber world as Earth or something like that, then it plays a huge part as a human race, as a human species. And don't you want to be secure as a person? You want to walk down the streets and get clapped? I mean, like no, nobody wants that. Do you want war? No. We think war is a big security problem, security violation. But anyways, right? If we let that happen, that's on us, right? It shouldn't happen. War shouldn't happen. Really, not even in this day and age. War should not happen. But security plays a big part in our lives, whether people like to admit that or not. Even in sports, the NFL, when people start covering their mouths, maybe you watch football, right? People started covering their mouths so that the other opponent or the other people that they were playing against could not read their lips. Security right there. Boom. Security is everywhere. And especially nowadays, our cyber world is growing bigger and bigger every day. I mean, we have artificial intelligence, and you already probably seen the news on that stuff and how people are freaking out. That's just people freak out when there's a lack of knowledge. So if you know security, then you're not freaking out. Well, you are, because you don't trust anybody to do the right thing. This is why we do security. We got trust issues. Right? I mean, this is, I mean, for real, you trust but verify, right? You try to give everybody, you have good intentions and you want to be positive and say, all right, I trust everybody, but I verify that they're not lying to me. So this is security right here. So yeah, of course I'm going to verify. Yeah, I still love you, but yeah, I'm going to verify. I don't care. This is how I sleep at night. I mean, this is my job, and it's my job to know and to care. I mean, that's just security. I mean, you're protecting the entire cyber space, the entire cyber kingdom. Of course, you're going to care. Like you need a care. You need to know what's going on so that you can build things as an architect, put things into place so that your cyber world doesn't go crazy, right? People don't get hacked and just pillaging and Valhalla. I mean, I don't know, man, crazy. But anyways, you want to be secure, right? So security is lock and key is one in the cyber world, and so is IT and all the electronics hardware out there that's connected or not connected, right? So, and what makes that thing happen is that software. So all that stuff is one ball, the cyber world. And with artificial intelligence, it's even getting crazier. But I love it because robots and all that. I mean, really Terminator. Terminator. If you haven't seen the movie Terminator, go see the movie Terminator, and then go see the movie Matrix, and then let's talk. Drop some comments. If you are a cyber freedom fighter, then jump in our community and make some noise about Terminator or the Matrix movies. Tell me how you liked it. There's a very deep symbolism behind it. But not only that, we are at the age of, I mean, if you look at the movie Terminator, it was warning about artificial intelligence, robots, and all that good stuff. And we're already there. We're already there. The AI is maturing as we speak. Where's John Connor? Where's my, 96 Harley Fat Boy that I need to ride on with a shotgun? Let's go. But that's, I mean, we're already here. So everything in that movie, it's kind of was warning of this day right now, if you look at it in that way. And why? Well, because security, baby. You got to make sure these robots don't go out there and start committing mass genocide like in the movie. Like, geez, right? I mean, that was the thing. So what will prevent that? Security. So all these people out there talking about don't do this and don't do that. I'm like, yeah, no, just keep doing whatever we're doing, but just make sure we're doing it smartly. And that's called security. It's security, right? So find those security people, not the ones with all the degrees and certifications, because they're probably going to steer you wrong. But, the ones out there, the true G's. No, I'm just playing. There's a lot of good people out there in our industry, and that's something that I like to focus on. We like to breed the best in class. All my cyber freedom fighters, what I want for them, what I want for myself, I want for them, and I want for everybody in the world. And I want everybody in the world to be the best, to have the best lives that they possibly can have in this earth, in this universe, right now. So for me, I like to help them with that journey, with that transformation process of getting into cyber and making an impact. And not only getting into cyber, because anybody can get into cyber, right? However, there's a lot of fluff, let me just call it, around our cyberspace right now that you're immediately going to be tossed into, and it's going to look like chaos, and pretty much it's going to look like organized chaos. So you're going to be okay. You're going to be okay, but you're going to start noticing glitches in the matrix along the way. So what I do as a cyber freedom fighter, I've been in the industry over 30 years, and I've done everything in the cyber world I've touched at one point in my career. So with that, I like to eliminate the fluff and the BS that I know that's there. So I like to, we train in our master classes, the content we provide, the templates we provide our cyber freedom fighters is for them to execute and get immediate success. If they're taking, let's say, our cybersecurity master class, where we help you identify any vulnerabilities in any type of architecture in the world, right? So if you take that master class and you know how to identify vulnerabilities, we give you all these templates so that you can achieve success, how you interview people, what are you supposed to collect, right? So all these things, reporting, sales, lead generation, so you can get clients if you have a business. But if you're doing it because you work for somebody else's business, then you can use these templates in that organization just to slay it and get more success. Let me see, we got some questions out there. Boop, boop, boop. I don't know if you're texting me. Hold on. Let's see this moving here. Give me some questions. What? Give me some questions. What? Oh, are we good? We still good? Make sure you guys can hear me. Do. All right. We're good. All right. Appreciate the love in the chat here. If you're live with us in this week's episodes, in this week's episode of Echoes of Cyber Freedom. And this is our podcast or a video blog where we're kind of working our way towards as well on YouTube. But also we're starting to make our way into this podcast and make an impact in this direction, because it's a strategy that we love to use, because it's a cyber strategy that you can use. But anyways, we're using it for ourselves. So it's something that I want to do for a very long time, is start this podcast. And now we are in a place to do that. So I'm extremely grateful and for that. And we also have Nati on with us as well. So thank you so much for joining us here today, and helping us out, asking your awesome questions, and just helping us out make sure our audio is still good as well. And this is what we do as Cyber Freedom Fighters. So if you are not a Cyber Freedom Fighter, if you're like, oh man, what is that? Well, just come to our school login. Jesus, man, I can't talk today. But we partnered up with School, which is a Sam Ovens creation. And pretty much we have our community in there, our entire community. And you can get access to it. Once you get access to it, you'll get access to all these replays. So pretty much all our podcasts or anything that we create video-wise, you'll get there first. Not only that, but we also do these weekly hangouts where you can access the link for our weekly Google Meets. and you can come in live and ask any question about cyber or how to best use cyber for your business or yourself. And we do these lives every week just to get people in here. Sometimes, what I want to do is get this more businesses in here as well. So if you are trying to figure out what cyber business systems works for your business to increase and accelerate your service products and your outreach, then that's what we like to talk about. But if you want to be in cyber and maybe you want a career path in cyber or start a business in cyber offering a cyber service, let's say like assessments, because that's pretty big and lucrative as well in our cyber world, then we teach you how to do that in our masterclass. So we're trying to cover both aspects of it. We're trying to help people get in cyber, and then we're trying to help people best use cyber to do whatever it is that they want to do. So we have, if you go to our, there's a link in our description, but if you just go to cyberfreedomfighters.com, then you are able to hit our website and then just click the button or click the button anywhere on the website that you hit, or on the top right where it shows where it says Academy login. And then once you do that, it's going to take you over to our school portal where you can either sign up or log in and access the community from there. And like I said, once you get in there, we have a whole calendar system set up in there that you can check out all our weekly Q&As. And as we schedule things in the future for you, maybe you just want to hold maybe a quick 30-minute discussion to go over your project. I mean, we can do that too. So we would make that available there, and then you would log into the system and see that as well. And not only that, you would access all the master classes in there. That's why school's pretty cool. School's pretty cool, right? And if you do want school, then go to cyberfreedomfighters.com, click on it, which will take you over to our school page. And on the right-hand side, if you're on a mobile or desktop, on the right-hand side where it has Cyber Freedom Fighters and then the picture, it should have like 3 links. And if you want to open up your own school, maybe because you're an educator or a teacher, which are 2 big ones, or a coach, right? Like us. Hello. Then you can do that. Just click on the second link there where it shows you you want to start your own community. And, that helps us out on the back end as well if you click that link as well. So we will greatly appreciate that. And that would just tell them like, hey, we sent you. That way they know, and, you help us out as well. So that's that. And so take a look at it, cyberfreedomfighters.com. And again, click the button and take a look at it. Let me know what you think. If you got any questions, you can go in there and ask us at any time. And I'm in there pretty much 7 days a week right now, and pretty much answering questions for everybody live or creating things that they may need. Maybe you need a new resume template that just lays it for applying for any cyber job, then you can get access to that because we already created one if somebody wanted it. So I gave them my actual template that I've used on hundreds of, that's what it feels like, hundreds of interviews throughout my entire career. And not only that, but then I started using it and giving it to people along the way because I was getting such good success with it. And then they started getting good success with it as well. So they started again landing jobs, and they even got people that they interviewed for compliment their resume, and in turn they told me about it. So it is all good on all fronts, and you can get access to that template in our Cyber Freedom Fighters community. And again, if you go to cyberfreedomfighters.com, then you would be able to see all that stuff. So that's that too. So it's all, we're trying to put this academy in here to make cyber education pretty much accessible to the world. And I know right now you have some options, right? So you can either go to college, which is what pretty much everybody out there, maybe 80% of the people expect to do, automatically go to college, and spend 4 years trying to figure out cyber, right? Or you can come into the community and you can figure it out pretty fast. It won't take you 4 years. I can guarantee that. So you'll save all that money. But also in the cyber world, another place to get education is boot camps. There's a lot of people putting cyber boot camps together. Again, you could spend the 4 to 10 grand on a potential cyber boot camp to learn one skill set, or you can actually learn how to use cyber and fish for yourself. There's 2 different approaches, right? So that's what those boot camps get you. Those boot camps will feed you, but then when you leave and you start getting hungry again, you can't feed yourself. So you got to find another boot camp and do the thing all over again. And these boot camps ain't cheap. And I don't know why they're not cheap. They should be cheap, but who cares, right? Because it doesn't matter. We got cyber freedom fighters, baby. So we're trying to make it accessible because of all these things, right? So I don't like that in the industry right now. And so why not create a community and change it? Who cares, right? So come in here, right? Learn cyber and, transform your business, your career, your life. I mean, really. So that's, the two main things that you'll find in this community where we're talking about security, because I want people that want to onboard and be in cyber as a new career path, or maybe they're a subject matter expert in it now, doing technology, IT, or doing something else, and they want to transition to security, then boom, we provide that. But if you got a business, maybe you're a business owner and you're like, well, I want to use cyber more to increase what I'm doing, services, products, my value to my people, then yeah, you gotta figure out cyber. So come in here, right? And then the last thing we do is mindset. I love mindset. It changed my life, and I use the tips and tricks that I've learned and that I'm learning along the way, because I'm always learning. I'm a student always, and I'm sharing that with the community here as well. And if I got good success with it, then of course I'm going to share it, because I want you to get good success with it as well. And that's what a community is for, just helping each other be great at the end of the day. So let's see what else. So yeah, come get you some, right? All right, let me check these comments. So what do we got? We are good. Let me see what else. Yeah, love it. Yeah, let me drop some emojis on there. Boop, 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 boop. Yeah, love it too. Love it too. Oops, just the wrong one. I'm touching all these emojis. I'm even touching the crying one and the thumbs down one. I don't care. I'm playing with all these emojis. I'm all up in your emojis. They're Google Hangouts. I love Google Hangouts. It's one of the piece of software business systems in cyber that I love using, because it gives you everything. It gives you everything up front. I don't need another, Zoom call or install something else. We just got Google Hangouts. I can do Google Hangouts. I can check my email. I can upload all my documents into the drive and access it from anywhere in the world. It just works. But anyways, that's what I love. Yeah, I love all info. Yeah, I love you too. Love you too, Nati. All right. Good stuff. All right. So it is getting close to cutting it off on the hour of power here. Hopefully this was advantageous for you, and you got to understand a little bit about cyber and how you can use it to better your career or better your business. And those are the main two things we love talking about in Echoes of Cyber Freedom, which is our podcast for our Cyber Freedom Fighters community, live on School now, or actually only on School. We're not on anywhere other platform, no other learning management platform. Pretty much that's what School is called. School in the cyber world is a learning management platform. So if you're a teacher, if you're an educator, if you're a coach, it doesn't matter. If you want to share knowledge, then you need to get on School so you can share knowledge or add value. Which, if you share knowledge, you're adding value, and every business in this world should be adding value. And not only value, but they should be adding mega value. Like if you're charging somebody for a boot camp that's $8,000 for a week long, and you better be giving me everything in there. I don't understand how that works, but value is important on all businesses, on all fronts. It doesn't matter if you're in the healthcare business, or maybe you're building cars. It doesn't matter. Value matters all the time, especially when you're asking for money and you're like, whoa, you're trying to give me a car that you haven't matured, and you still want all this money with a price increase. Like, crazy. You're crazy. All right. Anyways, welcome to Cyber Freedom Fighters. All the crazy stuff in the world, we're going to tell you about it. But all right, so let's see here. I don't have any more questions here. So again, I appreciate you all for joining this episode of Echoes of Cyber Freedom, or whatever you want to call it, for Cyber Freedom Fighters, where we're just expressing ourselves. And I am your brother L, and that's it. Peace and love to all, always. Again, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns after this, hit us up in our Cyber Freedom Fighters School community. And if you're not a member of our school community, then you're missing out. I'm actually running a special right now until we get up to 300 members, which right now we have over close to 272 or something like that members that are international across the globe. And right now we're running a special. So the first 300 gets a special for a lifetime. And then after that, the next 300 is going to get whatever the next special is, but it's not going to be as juicy as this first special. I guarantee you that. So get in there right now. Don't miss out, and get access to all this cyber knowledge and wisdom or whatever. And, let's change your life. Let's change your career. Let's change your business. And let's just be great in the world. All right. It's your brother L, and I'll talk to you on the next one. Cheers.